Hey everybody, Anish Majumdar here, career coach to the fiercely ambitious. Back at you today with a video that is a question that we get all the time and is definitely something and a situation we've all been at, okay? Which is, yeah, I thought I did everything right. I thought, the interviews went great. I thought I knocked it out of the park, whenever I was challenged. They said they'd get back to me. Where's this offer? Where's the offer, right? I mean, we all enter into hiring situations based on a degree of good faith, right? That, hey, we dot the I's, we cross the T's. At the end of that, there should be an email at a certain time, or there should be a letter or something that is an offer that allows me to sink my teeth into that and say, boom, let's go. Where is it, right? So why don't we go over, just me and you here, okay, some of the real reasons why they may be dragging their feet. Because oftentimes it is very much a specific reason, and it is never, or shall we say almost never, a case of, oh, hey, we just forgot. That just doesn't happen, okay? Hiring is important across the board. Even ridiculously dysfunctional companies will treat and put on a good face for the hiring side because that flow is absolutely critical. So there's almost no way, if you were interviewing for an important role at that organization especially, that they just forgot, okay? So that's just BS. So let's just take that out of the way and let's look at what's really going on, okay? So a couple of reasons here, okay? I'm going to be referring to my notes throughout this, all right? Because I want you to get as much value as you can, because this is not just about, look, if you're stuck right now, yes, you can probably use some of what I'm about to show you. I hope you can, to move them off the fence, but understand the other side. If you can preemptively understand what is going on here in these areas, you're going to increase the odds at every single engagement you have in your career to lessen this happening and thereby nip this problem in the bud before it ever gets going, okay? So I got three big ones, okay? The first one, okay, which is one that almost no one really thinks about, but they absolutely should. They don't know what they want. They really don't know. You might say, oh, they put together a job posting or they had interviews, they must have pinpoint clarity. They don't, okay? Maybe they have clarity on like, hey, our sales aren't working, we need a sales professional. Maybe they don't, right? Maybe they have a job posting, but in all likelihood, HR or someone just like looked on Indeed and Monster and ripped off a bunch of generalized descriptions that may have nothing to do with what you're actually going to do, So the ball started up, the ball kept rolling in there, hiring got involved and blah, blah, blah. But at no point was there anyone who was absolutely clear, we need someone with at least 10 or 15 years of experience in web marketing. We want them really strong in building out a brand, a luxury brand, and we want this to happen, right? No one was talking that. So when the ball's rolling, interviewers are coming in, people of all candidates, right? Resumes are coming in and all of that, right? They're just overwhelmed. They're looking at 15 different types of individuals, They're looking at people all through the gamut, One day the salary range is this, the other day, well, for a different situation, is this. And that mess doesn't go away. It actually amplifies in some cases. So one of the big giveaways when it comes to that, okay, is the questions that you're asked and how the interviews up to this point has progressed. Does it seem like they were handling different areas at every stage of that? Did it get deeper? Did you start meeting more and more people who you're going to be interacting with, more and more people at the high level? Or did it seem random? Were you asked the same questions over and over again? Was it largely one-sided, right? Was there this suspicion in your mind that even though it's interview 2 or interview 3, why do I still feel like kind of a stranger here, right? These are all clues, okay, that again, it's not you. It's a lack of clarity over there. If I don't know what I want, how am I actually going to know when the right solution walks through the door? I'm not. And this happens a lot. You'll see positions posted, reposted, etc. Okay? So the countermeasure that you can take here, okay, if there is one to be made, okay, is to get them absolutely clear, not on you and candidates, but the pain that they're experiencing. In other words, whatever method of follow-up you choose, don't go in there pitching, presenting, you're done with that. You've already done that, okay? Your job is to have an honest conversation about what is actually driving this, what are the 2 or 3 biggest areas, biggest problems, and then getting verbal agreement on those problems. If they are not willing to do that, with all due respect, walk the hell away. They're never going to move forward, and even if they did, it's going to be a nightmare role. You're going to have 5 people, all with 5 different visions of what's going on. So your hope is to identify the 2 or 3 biggest pain points, in my opinion, and get absolute urgent agreement that that's the way forward. If you do that, okay, it's going to give you the best possible chance of moving this. Because at any point past that, hey, if we agree, you've had to let go of 30% of your workforce, you have no analytics infrastructure, and this tech issue has gone nowhere, and it's intensified this year, then all I got to do is keep hitting that, keep moving forward, keep drawing out the urgency there, and it'll give me everything that I need. I don't have to keep relying on, hey, sir, madam, please, pick me, If there's a countermeasure, it's refocusing attention on that. Okay, number two, I would say the three biggest reasons, okay? You're inspiring doubt, not confidence. I know that it is very, very tempting to say, look, I'm doing all the things right. But you have to understand, hiring is not a student-teacher relationship. You can do all of the right things and still go completely wrong. We don't always want a good student. We don't always want a yes man. We don't always want someone who's never going to question us. Because in my mind, I know I'm kind of full of crap, especially when it comes to this. You're the expert in that, which means sometimes you got to say no. Which means sometimes you have to say, you know what, before we move into an interview, there's a couple of things that I want to get absolutely clear so we get the most benefit from that, right? Don't start padding out. Don't start going into it passively. Don't start bringing up issues like, hey, you sure you don't want my resume? You sure you don't need some references? Let me just preemptively send that over. The more high level you are, the less you should think about doing that stuff, okay? Because all of that is you're giving amazing value and getting nothing in return. And please do not think that goes unregistered. An in-demand high-level professional who has 15 different people on the line and 3 offers in front of him or herself would never be doing that, right? They would never be following up every 2 days. They'd never be desperate in that way. They would just go along with the business of moving the impact train along, whether they're on board or not, right? I would think in the same way, okay? If you've been a little, desperate a little bit, wanting to sort of close this thing, now is the time to make a shift. Okay? Schedule time. You are never available at the drop of a hat. They should never be able to just pick up the phone and talk to you, right? Even if they are able to reach you, schedule it for tomorrow. Schedule it for 2 days out at a specific time that works, right? Make it clear that there's other priorities that are going on here, right? Think about engagement. Engagement on LinkedIn when you're in the midst of a job search is one of the most valuable things you can do, because not only will it increase the number of people that are going to feel comfortable going into dialogue with you, it sends this perception that this person is an expert who's making impact happen regardless, okay? Just a couple of posts every week can really help, and it'll give you more to talk about, when it comes to that, okay? So, really think about that in terms of, are my actions actually inspiring confidence? And if it's time to close, am I focused on that and an outcome on why that's important to this company right now that they do that? Or am I focused on something else? Here's the last tip for you, okay? If they're delaying, you've done everything right, you're more than qualified, you've gotten all the right signals there, and for whatever reason that offer is not coming, I'll tell it to you because they won't, okay? They're playing the can I find it cheaper somewhere else game, right? Yep, I saw you. Yep, you would absolutely rock it. You're a family man, that's what we want, that's in line with our values, our culture, whatever. I know all of that is true, but I'm not doing it. Why? If I'm playing the cheaper somewhere else game, it's not a question of money, usually. It is a question of commitment. Because if I saw you the way that you really are, if I saw what you were going to bring to it, if I saw the man or the woman that you are, there would never be a doubt in my mind. I would run forward. The fact that I'm willing to dicker like that, and I'm willing to actually sabotage the rate of success, because the later we wait on this, the more the issues are, that tells you everything that you need to know, when it comes to that. So I would simply say, if they're playing that game, the goal is to arc towards commitment. How committed are you? Identify those pain points if you don't have it. How committed are you to solving this? How committed are you towards moving it forward? And spend some time thinking about the negative ramifications of that, right? In other words, it should be more than just, hey, I want to do a bunch of positive things. You should already be thinking 30, 50, 60, 70 ways this business starts going right off the cliff if they don't move right now. And you should be absolutely strong about making a case for that, okay? If it's the finding a cheaper somewhere else game, it is a question of commitment, okay? So I hope these tips really, really helped you. I hope it gives you a lot of food for thought and helps you play this game in a better way as you move forward. If this is beneficial to you, the next step I would recommend you take is go over to helloanish.com, HELLOANISH.com, where you'll see other career videos, other tips that you're not going to get anywhere else. Really appreciate it. Keep the questions coming. Bye, guys.